All right, after spending the night in South Beach, it's finally time to head out to get on board the Norwegian Getaway to begin my side-by-side cruise adventure. Over the next 7 days, I'll be on the NCL Getaway in the MSC Seaside, and I can find out which cruise line delivers the best experience between the ships and the private islands. First, I'll have to have 3 days to experience everything that the NCL Getaway has to offer. Welcome to Brent's Crossroads. This is Side-by-Side Episode 1, Embarkation Day. So, one of the biggest questions I'll answer on this trip is whether a short cruise gives me enough time to really experience a ship. Because 3 days, that means you have 72 hours. And if you've ever been to the Port of Miami, you know that tunnel is a welcoming hug. And here we are at Terminal B, the NCL terminal. So I'm really excited for this trip. We've never done a back-to-back or a side-to-side. So this is going to be a new experience to be on 2 cruise lines, 2 different ships, 2 terminals for essentially a 7-day cruise. Even though it's a 3 and a 4. So that's one of the things I'm trying to, it's like the experience of what can I get in a short cruise? What do I have to prioritize? Here you have NCL's huge cavernous terminal. Getting through security was easy. Getting in was easy. It looks full, but there were some seating areas that they weren't utilizing, and I don't understand why they didn't utilize them. Because they could have fit more people in chairs instead of having people sitting on the sides and just hanging and staying around in the aisles. So they called our boarding group, and man, I'm eagerly anticipating it. I'm ready. Taking my first looks at the ship out here. It looks absolutely fantastic. And now I'm taking that great walk. If you've ever been on a cruise before, you know how it feels whenever you're taking that walk on the gangway. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm also kind of nervous because usually I usually am pretty laid back. I don't have to try anything, but I think now that I have the channel, I'm trying to do this stuff. The pressure to do everything and see how overwhelming it can be. And the best feeling ever is when you set foot on the ship, because that means we're officially on board. Vacation has begun. This is kind of like your main atrium-ish area. It's 6, 7, and 8. Now my tip, as soon as you get on, go to Headliners to book your dining times. You can get your dining reservations for your pay restaurants. You can buy drink packages here, but we want to eat at Shanghai Noodle, and even though it's a complimentary restaurant, you have to go book a reservation for it. Highly recommend. All right, we made it on the NCL Getaway. It is lunchtime. We are at Oceans, which, if you've seen the Bliss videos, this is like the equivalent of the local that's on the Bliss. Pretty much the same menu, almost the same layout. So waiting on lunch, and we'll take a look at it whenever it gets here. And remember my solemn promise, I will not eat it for you. I will not eat it in front of you. You don't have to see it hang out of my mouth or me try to talk with it in my face. So see you guys whenever dinner gets here. All right, I had the chili, which I don't know why it comes with a bunch of nacho chips. The wings, which were good, but not as good as on the Bliss. Overall, I don't know, the food at the local on the Bliss was better. So, now let's see what our 3-day cruise dwelling, our cave dwelling, looks like.
One thing I like about NCL is I like this makeup room and do not disturb lights. Don't mess with me. My room is dirty as hell. Fortunately, you have to have one of those. You have to have your key card in there. It's like the Bliss. Got some storage over here. Got your plugs. fridge. Here, it's hard to see, it's dark down there. So I'm just gonna knock it down to the light. Extra storage in the footstool. Small tiny TV. Place for all your reading stuff. Glasses. Closet. Which doesn't have an extra light in it. So your shelving is on the side. So yeah, it's really dark in there. And then your hangers. Twin bed pushed together. Your reading lights. Darkness. Some extra lighting in case you just want some mood lighting. Good old thermostat. Crank that down all the way down. Your high step of death into the bathroom. And bathroom's almost more spacious than the room. I do like the glass doors. Your kickstand foot pegs for shaving your legs.
All right, well, there's the room. So let's see how much of the ship we can experience before, because I only got 72 hours before I got to get off. And I still got 2 port stops. There's the vibe area. This is the sun deck. Lots of room for chairs up here. There's lots of room, like for sun chairs and deck chairs and stuff. They're just not around the pool. Because if we look down here, the pool area is extremely tight for a ship that can hold just shy of 4,000 passengers. And then we're going to overlook the family pool. It's also very small and tight, limited seating. And this is where your water slides end. But it's tiny. Not a lot of seating on either side of the family pool. Not a lot of room for families to sit in the pool. One of the other things that I found on the Getaway is the ropes course. And I will tell you right now that that is a hot freaking no. And the Spice H2O 18 and over area, it's not an 18 and over area for a lot of for part of the day. It's also not very big compared to some of the other, well, to the Bliss. But I must say, the Bliss is this class of ships like big brother. And this is where the parties are at on deck. All right, so if I got 72 hours, I need to find some food and bar highlights. American Diner is a good place to eat, especially on embarkation day. And it's usually only open for lunch, and it's free and included. The Garden Buffet is your Lido buffet. And it's tight and narrow to get around on the sides. So my tip is to start at the back. There's less crowds, less people, and it's easier to move around and get to the food items that you're wanting to consume. And honestly, I can tell you, with only 72 hours, I don't know if I'm going to get up. I don't know if I'm going to get up here much, because like La Cucina, the Italian restaurant, never got there. Sid Norman's Poorhouse, I unfortunately didn't get into there as much as I want to. This is like their rock club. The Sunset Bar. In this little corner here, you have La Cucina, Sid Norman's, the Sunset Bar, and one of the greatest things ever on a cruise ship, the Humidor. I love the fact that there's a cigar-only bar place to go smoke cigars. I wish every cruise ship would incorporate this into their design. Now we go back to the atrium area. This is where a lot of your action is. Your ice bar. Book your time in advance because they have maintenance things they have to do, and the times fill up fast. And they have to rotate the people in and out so they can do the cleaning of the room for the ice. You know, 6th floor you have La Bistro and the headliners. 7 around right there is the casino. Up on 8, this is Wasabi, the sushi bar. So as far as your main restaurants and bars, you're going to find a lot of that in your casino. You're going to find a lot of that here in this small section of 6, 7, and 8. Your Ocean Blue, which is your seafood restaurant. This is the Raw Bar, which is like your raw oysters, raw fish, foods of that nature. And this is my second NCL ship, and this is always a highlight. This is the highlight of both ships for me. Whatever it's called here at Sugar Canes, the Mojito Bar. The menu that they have is fantastic. The drinks are fantastic. This is a highlight, and on a short cruise, this was a place I had to go. It was definitely a target of places. Then we got Cagney's and Moderno. Cagney's is the steakhouse, which is like it's in NCL's flagship steakhouse. Didn't eat steak there this time. Wanted to try something new. Of course, there's a bar in between. While you're waiting for your table, you can grab a beverage called the Prime Meridian. But the specialty restaurant that we decided to try was Moderno's, the Brazilian steakhouse. And I'll have a separate video for our experience there. And then the Manhattan room. This is the main dining room. This is your big main dining room. There's 2 other smaller main dining rooms. Taste and Savor right here with the mix bar in between. So while you're waiting for your table at Taste or Savor, you can grab a beverage to help pass the time. And we ate dinner in the main dining room for the first night. This is the only night we ate at the main dining room. It was okay. It was average. And all this stuff will be in a full ship tour. And it'll also be a full food review and tour. So be on the lookout for those. Main reason I wanted to go to the main dining room was the creme brulee on the first night.
That is interesting. Chocolate chip.
So it is sail away time. This moment I've been waiting for. This adventure officially is beginning now. We're passing the end. We went down, turned around. We're passing the NCL terminal, headed out to the Atlantic Ocean.
See that boat in October.
Leaving Miami behind.
And this is Friday. I get on that girl on Tuesday.
Here's the party while we're passing the MSC Seaside. And in just a few days, I'll be boarding the Seaside. But until then, my heart and mind and soul are with the NCL Getaway and these beautiful people down there partying. And every cruise out of Miami, I like to go watch South Beach go by, watch that final breaker. because this to me screams my cruise has officially started. Passing South Beach, goodbye Miami. This cruise adventure is officially on now. And before bed, we're going to catch a show. They have signs all over. They're really adamant about no pictures or photo or video recording, and I respect that. I don't try to sneak it like some people do. If it says no recording, I'll respect it. So, day 1 is in the books. I've explored the ship, tried some food, watched sail away, got my first look at the MSC Seaside. Tomorrow, the real test really begins as we hit our first port and we start figuring out what you can actually accomplish in 72 hours on a cruise. So, be sure to watch the videos in this series. Sure to watch the video above. And hit that like and subscribe if you like cruise content and travel content. And I'll see you on our travels. Bye.